double coverage.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man, Sauce. Welcome.
Commiserations, mate. Commiserations. Obviously, unfortunately, your boys couldn't get the chocolates, which you did call a gentleman's sweep at the beginning of the
No comment.
when it was announced. You said 4-1. We will lose 4-1, and I said, "No, Dom, no. Have some faith, son. Have some faith." But it seems as though you know your team better than anyone, and you knew the limitations that ball club had. And obviously, before we gave the props to Denver, and by the way, Dom, I just wanted to get the show started with some firecracking calls. Bring it in. It's time. It's time. It's Dame time. It's Dame time. Bring him in. Team him up with Jimmy Buckets, and Miami Heat will be very, very close again next year. They got to make it happen. Dame time, sorry, you got to sell out. I know you want to stick true, and it's all good for your rap career. But if you're for your basketball career, team up with Jimmy Buckets because you've got a good chance of winning the championship. The guy's literally got there by himself. I mean, obviously, Bam had an amazing series, and there's other guys, but essentially as the only real true superstar on that team, he's got there himself twice in the last 4 seasons. So something to be said about Jimmy Buckets in the playoffs. He elevates on a level. Unfortunately, couldn't get the job done. But Jokic and Murray, Denver Nuggets, Aaron Gordon in particular, he was probably he was very, very good in this series and across the playoffs. Plays on some really top talent. Guarded Butler, guarded LeBron in that series. Struggled. Challenged everyone in every series. I think who they versed in the first round. I think
he played up on KD, Karl Anthony Towns.
There you go. He had tough matchups. Aaron Gordon. So
KD, Karl Anthony Towns. Who'd they beat to get in?
The unsung hero. He's definitely LeBron, the unsung hero in the run.
Buckets. So, Ashton, welcome. Global, welcome. Matty Tay, welcome. First and foremost, I'll get to some of these comments in a second. I'll put my hand up, and I said if they win it, then I stand corrected. But I think I stood corrected the moment that Denver made the finals, and it was us there instead of the Celtics. So apologies to a couple people in the chat. You know who you are. Matty Tabe, one of them, that said Denver will win the whole thing. And I said, just hold your horses. Don't just jump the gun. This was early on, and you called it, and well done. I will take props where Sauce said. I said that gentlemen sweep my mob. There was heaps of limitations there. The limitations are as great a story as Max Strus and Gabe Vincent and Caleb Martin, even Kevin Love, getting another lease on life in Miami, and even Cody Zeller. As great a story as all these guys, that is not enough to win a championship. I'm sorry. That's when you're deferring to your role players and stuff like that, you can't win. And I'm not saying that we had a chance. I didn't think we had a chance at all. Matty Tabe says they should have put Hero in today. I agree. They probably should have just played him, taken the gamble. He was scared that it was going to affect the rotation. Let's be honest. Who really cares? There's a lot on the line. Maybe he wasn't ready. It is what it is. It was actually good to see that we could get to this point without Tyler Hero, as well. That was a positive thing. So I look at it and go, if we need to trade him or so and move him to try and get Lillard in the team, we can actually use him as a piece now, and it won't affect the side. So as great as a player he is, and I'd love to keep him. But props go to the Denver Nuggets. My gosh, Nikola Jokic is unstoppable. He's actually a monster. Like, the only time Miami was in the game today, or in the game in this series at all, is when they got Jokic in foul trouble and he was sitting on the bench. The moment he'd come back on the court, he couldn't be stopped. Could not be stopped. He was getting the pick and roll switches onto the smaller guys, and he was bullying them. And then when he was on Bam, he was bullying Bam. Like, you think about it. If Bam's your only chance of stopping him and he's getting destroyed by Jokic, what hope do you have? Zella, it's not working. So, and it didn't work. So, Kevin Love was a good injection in this side, but I'll tell you what, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, who's the young guy that came off the bench?
Christian Braun, that guy,
Yeah, he was
rookie.
really good. Brown
Caldwell
was
Pope was massive in his defense and
good. You know, Aaron Gordon was fantastic in this series, like genuinely fantastic. So props to him. They were the best team in the league, and they went
finished
through
number
all the
one
way,
in the
and they
West.
won it. So props to them, Nuggets fans. Live it up. 47 years was the drought there. They haven't
First
won
in
it.
franchise history, Doma.
Yeah, first at 47 years. So that was it. It's pretty good to be a part of it.
After the game, Jokic said, "The job's done. I can go home now."
Yeah, that's all he cared about. He doesn't even want to go to the parade on Thursday. That's how good he is. I love him.
He wants to go back to Serbia and enjoy his horses and get on the farm.
Yeah, and can drink a whole bunch of rakia with his brothers, which is their version of
and they were very
grappa.
emotional after the game.
They were.
His brothers, which is good to see. It's good to see.
Great to see.
Yeah, congratulations, obviously, to the franchise and what they've worked toward. And they play beautiful basketball, Tom. It's not like it's an ugly brand. It's a beautiful. The game of basketball is getting mismatches, finding the weaknesses on the court, and taking advantage of those weaknesses. And picking apart the other team piece by piece over 4 quarters. And they did that to a T in this series, and they did that the whole playoffs, and that's why they're the best side.
Yeah, 100%. Completely agree. Jokic racked up everything this year. Western Conference MVP, Finals MVP, Championship
Robbed
player,
the regular season MVP as well.
and he was the MVP for the regular season.
Just don't forget this. Murray was out for more than half the season.
I know.
And he had them sitting first in the West. How he didn't get the regular season MVP is the biggest highway robbery of all time.
To the bus driver. Hell to the bus driver, man.
Yeah, and he's already backed up the bus, and he's unloaded Doc Rivers already, so he's getting ready to unload a couple others.
100%. Ashton says, "Be warned, lads. I'm drunk and opinionated."
We like it. Bring him. Bring
global
opinions.
Matt Tape says, "Boys, Joker making history today. Best stats of all time." Matty also says Porter was due for a game and played well today when it counted. Ashton says Bucks were robbed for the script. If I was to be picky. Hello, James.
Ashton, you've got that big Giannis collection.
Yes.
That's why.
A majestic jumper, says positive. I completely agree. Gas break, honk. Honk break, gas. Here he is. Moo Moo Homer over here.
Woo, woo. Best jumper, honestly. The wife brought it home for me. I seen it in the Zing window when I walked past, and I said, I want that. And one day she came home from work, and there it was. And I tell you what, I never thought I'd want one of these oversized jumpers. They're the best thing. They are the best. So I stand by it. Definitely get yourself one. They are so warm. I used to wear a robe, but this is better. Am I naked under here? You'll never know.
You're an idiot. Heat still very good. Heat still a very good run, not foreseen, 100%. I wanted Tyler to get in just to upsell a good card I have. Aaron Gordon stood up big time. Ashton says it helped that Butler was not on point in that game, like we know he can be. Yeah, he was terrible in this series, like straight up. It was
horrendous. Yeah,
and towards the end of
too passive.
And even towards the end of the Celtics series, everyone was saying he was injured, this and that, but he came out and said, "Were you injured? Were you 100%?" And he came out and said, "I was 100%. I was not injured. I played bad." That's what he said. He owned it. Yeah, he didn't blame the injury. He didn't say I'm retiring for basketball like another guy did when he lost in the series. He came and he owned it. I'm talking about LeBron. Hard to take a shit in it. Watch the wiping. No, that's fire sauce. Same. I never thought I would want the moo until now. There you go. Very nice. All right. That's that, Sauce. Well done to the Nuggets. Fantastic. We're going to fly through the sport. But before we do move on, Sauce, from basketball, the greatest story of all time presented itself. And I'm not talking about Nikola Jokic winning a championship. I'm not talking about Dame time. I'm not talking about CP3 going to the Lakers. It's not even a great story. It's shit. Lakers would be dumb to get him.
What? Yeah, just get injured.
I'm talking, Sauce. I'm talking about Zion. I bang what I want, where I want, spit in your mouth, Williamson. That's who I'm talking about.
Jesus, when I seen this, the news break, and I seen it, I woke up one morning and I'm like, wait, are these real? Are these doctored? And it's actually legit. It's legit. I'm just like, mate, oh, you know what? I got to say, look, people out there, don't be worried. My favorite player that I like to collect, one of my favorites, Magic Johnson, has done it all before. All right? He's done it all before. So it can still go good for him on the court. He's just got to, the bloke, he's got to lose some weight. He's got to stop it drinking the Mountain Dew, eating the Doritos.
Ja Morant, Saucy, Ja Morant, loading guns, Zion blowing loads, baby. That's what we love to see. What a draft class. What a draft class. I'll tell you what. There you go. James says one of his legs is working fine. 100%.
It ain't shooting blanks like him.
There you go, Matty Tabe. It says Tiger Woods has still had more. Still a legend. CP3 to Taiwan or but Zion in with the pros is magic. Lol. There you go. I'm not putting that one up.
It was just crazy. Just craziness, Doma.
He does what he wants, old Zion. I'll tell you another funny thing, Sauce. I seen a TikTok when I was scrolling through. Someone done a screen record. They went on her TikTok account and she's got on there, like I think it's one of her clips. I think it was pinned. And in there is when Zion Williamson flew me out to LA. And it's got like, she's got the text chain in the TikTok and then going to dinner with him. You never see him in there. You never see Zion. But it's fucking hilarious. I'm like, there's literally just no chill. This chick does not care, bro. I was dying. I'm actually dying.
Look, at the end of the day, this is the world we live in, Doma, where the society that's been brought up. These, unfortunately, women
this is
that
correct.
Just try to exploit.
This is correct.
Pay her $20K.
The money is in the TikTok source. The money is in the TikTok.
That's a split. I mean, he gets paid $200,000 plus per game. So
this is Wilt Chamberlain 2.0 over here. Zion just does what he wants. So we couldn't pass up.
There must be some fine booty. That's all I got to say.
You go out there and do your own research, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not promoting any of this stuff. But I am promoting Zion. We could not go an episode like a missed opportunity on the great man. Right? So he's definitely.
His cards are crashing and burning, ladies and gentlemen.
He's putting in work in the offseason.
I'm buying everything at 50, 60% off. Sell them to me. Let me know. DM at Saucy Collectibles. I buy his Zion cards. I still think he's for what he's actually accomplished. His autographs still too expensive. I mean, you can get his second, third year. They're not pretty relatively priced, but rookie stuff still crazily priced. So the market still believes in him. The bag holders are still holding on, Donna.
Hey, you know what? He's putting in work in the offseason, so he could be ready to roll.
Did you see that video? Ben Simmons putting in the work. And then the funny meme is the cycle. We've seen it all before. Off-season video, stinks it up in the regular season.
No.
Pain,
Off-season video, summer league dominates. Regular season doesn't play a lick because he gets hurt before the first game. Oh man. James says Zion is signed with the bench warmers, Saucy. We've got to buy the bench warmers product. Get some Zion patches.
They'll have a dual auto, Zion and the girl.
Could have a triple auto and chuck in Ja Morant with a freaking bullet. Piece of memorabilia. All right, that's it. Let's move on.
He loves to go to Texas, Zion. He loves to go to Texas. I wonder why James Harden loved it in Texas too.
That's right. You might as well go play with him in Houston. Let's go to the football.
He wants to go back. He wants to go back.
I know.
To Houston. He misses the ladies down there. He misses the nightlife.
And they're going to try and get Kyrie to go there. What the hell is going on? They've lost the plot. We'll wait and see what happens. There's a bit happening. Obviously, the off-season is going to be ramping up. What's today? The 13th of June. In 9 days, or 10 days, we have the NBA draft. So it's going to be full-on when Wemby gets drafted and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, apparently the Pels want to trade up to get Scoot Henderson with the second pick or whatever it is, So
he's good. Yeah, I've seen his workout.
So I don't know what they're planning on doing. Are they going to trade? Who's got the second pick? Are they going to trade Zion?
G League? Ooh, no, they can't trade Zion.
How do you know? All right, let's move on. Source the football, the world game. We'll get to the Aussie rules footy in a second, but a few things have happened. Treble is done and dusted. They won it.
Yeah, well done.
Haaland's got everything.
Obviously, the best team won in the end. Although, I mean, if you watch the game, ladies and gentlemen, Inter Milan, I feel, did enough to maybe pinch a result in that game, and they defended really well. And even when they went 1-0 down, they had chances to score. They just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. Edison made some great saves. Obviously, you had Lukaku making some great saves as well for his side, blocking his own teammates' shots once again.
Lukaku.
He's Christian Benteke 2.0, surely. He's a bit better than Christian Benteke, but like Christian Benteke was the first sort of, coming of Lukaku, and then there has been Lukaku. So, I mean, I feel like Lukaku is better, but it's just funny. Similar sort of pathways where they end up at a bigger club. Benteke in Liverpool stunk it up. Lukaku, Man United stunk it up. Chelsea stunk it up. So, look. Bizarre, but congratulations, Messi City, giving them the props. Pep Guardiola, well done. Obviously won the treble again. I think this is the second time he's done it.
Second time.
Yeah, amazing. And
best team ever, best coach ever, best player ever, best everything. So, good on him.
Don't be salty, Doma.
I'm not salty. I'm being
sarcastic. Manchester is blue. Manchester is blue, and it has been blue since Alex Ferguson left.
Hey, that's fine. We won a Carabao Cup. I'm happy.
Yeah, one more than Arsenal.
Oh, that's exactly right. You said it, not me. So I'm not bothered. We're playing Champions League football next year. Will we do anything? No, but it doesn't matter. We're there. That means we get signings. Whether I like the signings or not, we're getting signings. Where it looks like we're getting new owners. It looks like we're getting $500 million also to spend in the off-season. So it's looking pretty good for Man United at the moment.
Big Saudi is what's going on there?
It's either going to be Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who's the Pommy, or it's going to be the Sheikh. So
I seen an image there. The owner of Manchester City watched the first game, bought the club in 2008, watched the first game in 2010, and his second game he watched was the Champions League final.
I love it. It's the best. It shows how much that you give a shit. They're like, here, take all my money, buy who you want. If you win, you win. Just make me money. Increase the value of my club, my investment. I bought it for this much. I want it to be worth this much. And now it's worth that much.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly right. So that was big news there. Well done to City. And now, obviously, the powers to be when it comes to the Ballon d'Or, they need to make up their mind what they're going to do. And I'm not confident, but we'll wait and see what happens. Next news. The great man has retired at the age of 35. Congratulations to Lionel Messi over to the MLS. He's retired. Ronaldo retired at 38, ladies and gentlemen. Benzema retired at 35. He's going over to the Saudi League. Kante's also retired. Lukaku's been offered money to go play there too. He probably should retire. Yeah. Biggest move ever, apparently, according to everyone. It's the greatest thing ever seen.
I mean, biggest move on Instagram. They went from 1 million followers to 6 million in 24 hours.
I love how we
And they actually have more followers than the New England Patriots.
Source. Can we, I know we don't want to do the comparison thing, but can we do the comparison thing quickly? All right. This was a great move for Messi. All right. This is a great move for Messi, according to everyone. So this is a great move. Obviously, they're disappointed he didn't go back to Barcelona. But great move, he's gone to MLS. Terrible move for Ronaldo because he went to Al Nassr. All right. They both had the same effect in terms of Instagram and stuff like that. Ronaldo more at Al Nassr than what he has in the MLS. Ronaldo's getting paid more. So they bagged him because Messi said, I didn't want to move for money. His last offer was $1.6 billion to go over there, and he turned that down. But he goes, I'm not going for money. This is the greatest move ever. This guy's 3 years younger than Ronaldo, and he's still got gas in the tank. He came out and said his 2 most depressed years playing football has been the last 2 years at PSG. Could have gone and played anywhere in Europe that he wanted to, taking his pick. And he still has great football left in him. Help a team win a Champions League. Like, he's got that potential. He's not finished.
No, he's not.
He's still got a few more years. So he's made this move when he's got a few more years left. Ronaldo's made this move towards the end of his career. He had the biggest drop-off I've seen, one of the biggest drop-offs I've seen in the player. From that first year at United to the second year in United. And he's gone to Al Nassr. We've just bagged Ronaldo. We've given him shit. And we're talking like this is the greatest thing ever. And then Messi comes out and says, I didn't move for money. And then we find out in his contract source, I've got it here. So they've done it, of course, like they had to do a comparison between him and Ronaldo. All right. So he's making 47 million a year. Ronaldo's making 173 million. All this stuff. I'm not moving for money. That Messi said all this shit. Then we find out this is just the base for Messi's wage. This is the base. He's also, because I've actually done some fact checking this time. It's actually in this article.
He's prepared.
Yeah, I'm prepared this time. He also gets a stake in Inter Miami,
which has already grown from like a $10 million club or whenever Thingo bought it for 20 million to now 600 million.
He gets a profit sharing agreement in percentage of any increase in profits resulting from his MLS involvement with Adidas. So anything to do with Adidas, he gets a profit sharing with that. And on top of that, he's also been reported that he's getting an offer of a share of the revenue generated by new subscribers to the MLS Season Pass, which is streamed on Apple TV. On top of it. Like, the double standard's unbelievable. Just like I'm just going to put it this way. This guy
47 million will easily be closer to 100 million, I reckon, once all that's said and done.
35. Ladies and gentlemen, 35 in the MLS. 35. Okay? 34, 33. All right? Just remember those years. His last year in Barca, his first year at PSG, where he did nothing, and his last year in PSG. He had 20 goals, 20 assists. He was actually all right. Won a World Cup. That's fine. But let's talk about league. All right? 33, 34, 35. Ronaldo kicked 100-plus goals at Juventus. And he's kicked the most goals in the history of the club, playing 3 years there. No one ever speaks about anything that this guy's done, ever. Goes to United.
Because don't they remember that last bit, the last thing that happened at United? That's the sad thing,
Yeah,
Doma.
that he had one goal in the Prem. Well, 2 goals. That's all they remember, man. I'm just putting it. Ronaldo's 3 years older. He played 4 extra seasons or 5 extra seasons in the Premier League before he even went to La Liga. No wonder why the goals are so close. Played in the hardest league in the world. That's where he started. In my opinion, he had more in it. Ronaldo didn't, and I'll openly admit it. He didn't. It was like I said, it was one of the biggest drop-offs I've seen in a player. From that dominant season at United, when he returned to the following season, it was a drop-off. And you could see his age and his touch, and that's fine. But Messi has so much more, man. So much more. And it's wasted. He retired at 35. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Lionel Messi. He retired in a Farmers League. Moving there from a Farmers League.
One Farmers League for another. Yep. That's what
So,
I said.
That's all I'm saying. Lucky last but not least, and then I'll get into a bit of football update on myself. I think a lot of people want to know what's happened here. But I'd love to take a cash grab and go to the Saudi League. It'd be fantastic. But the last one is a bit of a here we go from Fabrizio. And it is Kylian Mbappe, ladies and gentlemen, has informed Paris Saint-Germain that he will not trigger the player side option to extend his contract to 25. It will expire next year. So next June, he's out of contract. Kylian has to sign a new contract this summer or could be sold soon. He's going to be sold in summer.
They don't want to let him go for free.
Correct. No intention to sign as a free agent in 2024. I'm going to bag this guy as well. This is a guy I actually love, but I'm going to bag him. He could already be playing alongside Vinny at Madrid. Instead, he signed the stupid contract at PSG. They wanted him. Like, he's going to end up there. I don't think he'll go to the Premier League. If he goes to the Premier League, it'll either be Liverpool or Man United. I'm being serious. It'll be Man United or Liverpool. He grew up as a Man United fan. He loved Ronaldo as his favorite player. So, like, he grew up a Man United fan. And he grew up a Real Madrid fan too.
Liverpool would have to make sure they make Champions League next season.
Well, if we sign him in January, well, he can't play Champions League, can he?
He wouldn't want that.
Yeah. He'd have to come before January.
Oh, really? So he might get sold.
You can't. If you could come in the summer window, you can't play. I'm pretty sure. Am I correct in saying that? I'm pretty sure that's the thing. If you come in
the January window, you can't play. But I'm just saying, when's his contract end?
24th of June 2024.
So he might get sold in this window, Dom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He could be gone.
If they don't want him to walk out for free, they have to sell him.
Madrid could have Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, and Kylian Mbappe in their team next year.
Oh, geez, that's scary.
With Vinny and Rodrigo. Wow. That's all I'm saying. Wow.
That's a good team.
Ashton says going to an American team and stipulations for the dollars.
100%.
No, that'd be Ronaldo highest pay. Oh no, that'd be Benzema at the moment. I'm
not sure if anyone hasn't seen his unveiling at the club he went to. It was just crazy. And they had the Ballon d'Or trophy there. It was just amazing. It's a great watch. It's a great spectacle. Like, I'll be honest with you.
And he says it goes Zlatan, Messi, Ronaldo in terms of best. Zlatan, I'm happy to have Zlatan on top. Mbappe coming to Adelaide United, probably.
Any dreams?
He's going somewhere. Definitely is. Surprise move. Kylian goes to Wrexham and guest stars in Deadpool 3. Why not? I'll tell you where he was. He was at Roland Garros with Zlatan watching the GOAT win his 23rd Grand Slam.
Oh, there you go.
that's where he was. They were sitting right next to each other, supporting Novak Djokovic.
And we could talk about that a second, Doma, while we're here.
We can get to
Joker.
it. I'm done with soccer now. We'll talk about the Joker, and then we can talk about my suspension, and then we can move on. But go for it.
All right. We'll just talk about the Joker. Then we'll give you a Churches League update on Doma's suspension that we mentioned last week. Congratulations, Novak Djokovic, 23 Grand Slams, most ever. Definitely the GOAT, and he's got more in him. I think there's a good chance he might end up closer by the end of his career, but I reckon he's still got another 2 years in him. So he could potentially get close to 30. Might not get 30, but I mean, he was clinical in this French Open. I watched quite a few of his games, especially towards the back end of the tournament. The one against Alcaraz where he got done in the first set, and the commentators were saying, "Oh, he looks a bit tired. Oh, look, he's weary." And I'm just laughing. I'm literally laughing. I'm like, "What? You haven't watched how many games he does this? This is a rope-a-dope tactic, mate. He makes it look like he's tired, and then all of a sudden you can't get a ball past him, and you're stuck in a 50 shot rally, and you're the one on the other end of the court that's puffing your guts out. And guess what happened? Alcaraz got cramped and ended up getting pumped." Right, so he rope-a-doped him in the semi-final. Then he made it to the final, and he absolutely put a sword through Rude. He was way too good for him in the end. So congratulations, Novak Djokovic, absolute superstar and a great of the sport, and if not the greatest.
He is the best. He is the best. And I put something in our story, and I said that you and I are Federer guys, and we love Federer so much because of like his classiness but.
Oh, I just love the one-handed backhand. Yeah, that was for me. Federer.
There is a point in time. Backhand. There's a point in time where you got to stand back and just go, "That guy's the best player."
Yeah,
he's just the best guy. He's just so good. He's so good. These young kids are just waiting for him to go. It just shows how not mediocre, but the level that these young kids are at the moment. They're actually nowhere near greatness level. They're just going to win Grand Slams because Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic are done. It's the only reason why they're going to win them. It's not because they're like the best guys ever. When it's all said and done, like those guys wouldn't even be considered anywhere near the top three, even if they won 30 Grand Slams. They beat up on inferior competition. It just proves that Djokovic, if you're going to be the best ever, you're going to be able to beat the guy. He's just destroying everyone. And like you said, and I like Alcaraz. It's like the prodigy of this kid, and he's coming up, and he's going to be the next Nadal. Comes against Djokovic, gets slapped. You got to beat him.
Makes a great point here, Matty. He might have had more had he not been shut out with a few of the issues over the Corona scam. And
we said this. We said this on the podcast source. The guys come back in the Oz Open and won it. This guy won the Oz Open when he wasn't even allowed to tour because of COVID. They wouldn't even let him play. He was just hitting up on a freaking court in Serbia, and these guys are playing on the tour, and he comes back in and just wipes the floor with them and wins Grand Slams. That's the level this guy's on. That's what I'm trying to say to people. This is the level he is on. Yeah, Novak has an unfair advantage. He's not vaccinated. Well, as I said, when we covered it, he should be dead. Well, he shouldn't actually be here. He shouldn't actually have won 23 Grand Slams. So...
Oh, fuck, the sarcasm bar just went through the roof, mate.
Anyway, just read between the lines as you will. Well, anyway... He actually
if you didn't catch it, ladies and gentlemen.
He's actually on an unfair playing field, actually, compared to everyone else. It's not an unfair advantage. It's just, it's an unfair advantage to him because everyone else is and he isn't. So technically, he's worse for wear. He's depleted. Once a best has been set, that's the next level to reach for the new generation, and that won't stop until we hit Super Saiyan. I completely agree. Unless they get some cyborg arms into these players, there's no chance. The only chance, and this sounds absolutely ridiculous, the only chance, and I think it's too late now anyway, the only chance of someone getting on that level is if Nick Kyrgios actually got a coach. and took tennis serious.
He's been putting it out there that he's open to a coach. He's open to a coach, and then he had a bit of back and forth with Ben Stiller on Twitter. I reckon he's going to be in a movie at some point, Nick Kyrgios. He's got that bit of Hollywood about him, doesn't he?
Matt Tabe says he's just walking around the change rooms coughing on everyone to scare them. Djokovic. Oh, fuck. If this was Rumble right now, I'd be teeing off, but I'm not going to because it's not Rumble and I don't want to get kicked off. Anyway, update on me, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, what's happened, Dom?
The court has ruled.
He went to his tribunal hearing.
I went to a tribunal hearing.
For his red card that he copped.
Yes. And after a 4-hour deliberation, 45 minutes of... No, I'm being serious. 45 minutes of which I was a part of.
Yep. I
have been given the all clear to play this Saturday, mate. I got cleared, mate.
Yo!
So I'm playing.
And what happened? What happened?
So the opposition club may or may not have sent footage in to try and screw me over, and it worked against them, and it showed that I actually did nothing wrong.
That's the best part. That's the best part.
So I look forward to playing them in the last game of the season.
Oh, and Saucer will be down there with the camera at filming footage for Doma. Hopefully,
he
kicks a hat trick.
There's a lot of G'ing up going up inside my head at the moment. There's a lot of G'ing up going on. So, yeah.
By that time, I'll have a DSLR, so I'll be able to get that footage.
This guy is going to be like full fucking. He's going to be vlogging on. He's going to be running with me, vlogging.
Double coverage.media, mate. Don't worry, get down there.
I love it. All right,
I'll put you on the mic so you can have a mic out there.
We should like the NBA, mic me up.
Mic you up. I'm not even joking, bro.
Yeah, you probably don't want that. You probably don't want to be mic'd up.
No, obviously, that will have to exclusively go on Rumble because you'll be like, you'll be abusing players.
I think it might even be too bad for Rumble. I'm being serious. Yeah, I'm being serious. Some of the shit I say, no, not good. Keep it out on the field. All right, let's move on to the AFL because it was an interesting week of football. If I can get it up here. The Saints get the job done against the Swans, 80-66. It's fair enough. The Swans are depleted. Saints pushed hard. They had opportunities, the Swans, to win this game, and they let it go.
Do you believe in the Saints at all? I mean, they're
no, I don't. I don't.
They're 8-5, sitting fifth on the ladder.
No. They could cause a few headaches in the finals, but I don't think so.
Look, they play a brand of footy that keeps them in games, so that's
correct.
Why they're dangerous. You know what I mean? Like it's not a great
dirty,
but they stay in games.
Yeah, that's right. It keeps them in the games, and it works when they get out. They kick it to their tall forwards, and hopefully they get a win. Dogs against Port. I tipped Port because I said they're too good at Marvel, and they were too good for the Dogs. Go to TikTok, go check out the video I put there on Butters, and answer the poll there if he's top 5 in the league at the moment. We had the Hawks, which we did say, Source. We did say last week there could be a bounce back from their slappage against Port the week before, and they bounced back. They beat the Lions, who were no good, and they got no chance of winning the flag. They beat them 98-73. The Lions are terrible. Let's not even talk about them in the finals. Let's just talk about Hawthorn's bounce back. They were fantastic, the way they came out and played after last week. Then we had Tex kicking 10 against the bye. He kicked more goals than West Coast did. Well, he had as many scoring shots.
62 points himself, and they scored 52.
He had as many scoring shots sourced, 10 goals to West Coast's 8 goals, 4 scoring shots. That's a disgrace. That's actually a disgrace. So
West Coast is shocking.
Adelaide too good. Tex 250th gets the win. He's one of, barring all the stuff he's done off field, he's actually one of the great forwards we've had in this game. Taylor Walker, and he's done this against teams that are not West Coast, of course, that were in much better shape than West Coast, but rightly so. A great forward of the game should be coming out and tallying them up, and he did. he made them look like a Sunday League veterans team, West Coast. So good on them. They win by 122. The Dockers lose to the Tigers in Perth, and they're back again. I'm not joking. They're back again.
2 games
Because
out of the 8.
Because now they're getting Lynch back. They're back again.
Oh, look.
We're making finals.
They could make finals. Don't.
No, but I'm just telling you what I'm.
Could.
I'm just telling you what
is that
I'm
the report?
hearing.
Is that the, that's the
I'm
report
telling
from the
you
Tigers faithful.
what
is it?
I'm hearing.
From the Tigers faithful.
I'm telling you what I'm hearing.
They're back.
I don't know who they're playing next week.
I understand. We'll have a look. Yes, that's a decent win. That's a decent win.
It is.
For free.
They've got a game in hand too. Because of the bye.
Don't get too excited, Richmond fans. Come on.
No, then we had North Melbourne against GWS. GWS get the job done, which is understandable. Fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen, Brett's in the chat. And I thanked him already last week. But ladies and gentlemen, the great and powerful Georgie boy George, gorgeous George, Wardlaw, got a Rising Star nomination.
Deservedly stoked, playing a great game.
Wow.
At half time, he was
14
disposals, 7 tackles, a goal. It was just unbelievable.
Wow.
It was
the guy
one of the greatest halves of football you'd see, mate. He was just, you remember this guy's in his first 10 games of his career.
I think that's his 4th game. He played his 3rd game against Essendon last week. Yeah, I think it's his 4th game or 5th game. Crazy. Then I want to get to your game last because it's just hilarious. That's why I want to get to it last. The Big Freeze 9, great cause. The D step up. They beat the Pies, and rightly so. They kicked 8 goals, 18. 26 scoring shots to 17.
Hey, they could have pummeled them.
They could have destroyed them. They actually played good footy. They just could not capitalize on the scoreboard.
Cosy Pickett, mate. It was just, he had some missed shots that he just usually dobs. 30 metres, 40 metres out, set shots, just terrible. But the D's were too good in the end. And look, it's good to see because, what I've been saying on this show, I think I've narrowed it down to 3 teams, the Magpies, the Power, and the Demons, the top 3 teams on the ladder that I feel are the teams that can win the flag. I picked the D's at the start of the season, and that's a big win for them. That's a big win for them as a football club to know that they can match it up against Collingwood. Obviously, Collingwood missed the goalie who's involved with the statistic. It's like he's involved in 50+% of their scoring. He's got his score involvements in more than 50% of their score. So he's involved in everything, and that's a massive out for them. I feel like the pressure was intense from Melbourne, and that's what it's got to be to worry that Magpie side. They did miss side bottom with a bit of
they didn't have
classiness. And they didn't have Oliver. Yes, I understand. Yeah. Look, I think it's good for the Demons. Know that they can match it with obviously the best teams, which they should know. But that's that little pat on the back throughout the season. All right, yep, we know we can do it. It's just about executing our game plan and it's sticking to our guns, and they did that, and they got the win in the end. I mean, Collingwood did come late, and I'm not sure if you watch the game, Hoskin Elliott with 3 minutes to go or something had a set shot right in front, 30 metres out, right in front, and he missed. That would have put the game back to within a kick. He kicks that goal. That goal actually puts him in front. So, Josh Dacos. So, look, there was still a chance there that Collingwood, as good as Melbourne played, that's also the worry for them. There was still a chance there Collingwood could have won that game.
I know, that is the worrying sign. Last game, can I throw it to you? I want you to talk about both sides of the spectrum. Did you go to the game first and foremost?
No, I didn't go to the game. Unfortunately,
okay. But you would have watched it. I'm sure you would have watched it.
I was out for dinner and I was just literally had it on my phone.
Okay.
Right there, set up. Right. Yes, I watched every second of it.
Give us
a sponsorship
rundown. Yeah, give us a sponsorship KO. Exactly. Give us the Essendon rundown.
Anytime, anywhere.
Give us the Essendon rundown first, and then give us a bit of your. Surely you tuned into Blue Abroad after this one.
I've watched a few. Yes, I watched a few, and the Carlton supporters seem absolutely defeated. Just in absolute disarray. The Carlton fans, especially down there at Blue Abroad, who's obviously one of our favourite YouTube channels, especially after a Carlton loss. Look, I'll just say this. It was so good to have the big fella back down there. 2 meter Peter, our best and fairest winner from last season. 5 goals on return, Domber. You know, the Essendon fans. Look, I'm part of a few Essendon Facebook groups. There's ones called Don the Sash, the lunchtime catch-up pod, which they talk about Essendon. That's just 2 that I'm part of. People say, no, he should play a game in the VFL. No. Mate, if he's ready, you bring him in. He's the best and fairest winner from last season. You see what he could do. 5 goals on the night. Absolutely dominated. And I found my new favourite player, and the best part is, Doma, my new favourite player for Essendon, Ben Hobbs. He's my new favourite player.
Yeah, he's a gun.
Unfortunately, I think Tipper Woody, I'll have to say this, if Davies gets back and that, I would actually rather have Davey in the team than Tipper Woody. Tipper Woody's not the Tipper Woody we knew before, and I think he actually affects the team negatively when he's in. He lacks pace. He lacks a bit of fitness. That's the reality. I think we may have seen the best days of Tipper Woody. Should he, want to get a bit fitter, well, maybe we'll see him back in the team. But I'm telling you what, Ben Hobbs is an absolute gun. He always near the top in our tackling count. Hard nut. His ball use is getting better. And Doma, I picked up one of his DPSs at the beginning of the season, so I've got that in the collection, so I'm happy about that. And if I was to choose to pick a DPS out of the 3, Hobbs, Perkins, or Nick Cox, I'd have to go with Hobbs at this current point in time, followed by Perkins. And Cox, look, he can be good. He did have a game. Essendon fans out there get excited. Nick Cox has played a few games in the VFL, so you never know. He might be around the corner. He might end up in the ones. All things looking up for the Dons. We go into the break. I can't be happier in a sense in where we're at in the season. We're 8-5. The one thing I will say, when I came on the show last week and I said I wasn't impressed with the win over North Melbourne, it's because I know we can put performances like we did against Carlton. And look, we beat them by 40 points. And that's what we should have been able to do to North Melbourne, especially after the great start we had in that game. We should have been able to go away and kick away and win by 30.
Maybe right? North are just better than Carlton.
Well, maybe that could be the case. And maybe North are better than Carlton. I don't
know. Maybe we don't want to win games.
Blue Abroad was absolutely off its rockets. The lads down there are defeated. I think they've resigned to the fact that many Carlton fans have to truly believe that their list is just not as good as they once thought it was.
Yep.
I think that is just the reality. Yes, you've got Mackay, you've got Kerner. You don't get rid of them. You maybe don't get rid of McGovern and the defender that they got down back. Wiedering, right? You don't get rid of them. You don't get rid of Cripps. You don't get rid of Walsh. But the others, everyone else is expandable. Let's be honest, right? You've got some guys in there that are just horrendous. Just absolutely horrendous. And just their ball use is just terrible. Were you a fan of Herbertron? Who's Herbertron? Who's that? Doma?
I'm not sure.
Pommy was shattered. Yes, he was. It was hilarious. His rant went on for like 20 minutes and he was just defeated. Just like he's like,
I've got to go listen to it.
He was just like, man, I don't know where we are as a football club. And he's got the Pommy accent, and it's just like, look, great to see because I freaking hate Carlton so much. So it's good to beat them, and they are usually a bit of our bogey side for us, and they've beaten us the last couple of times. So it was good to get them, and the manner we got them when we just turned it on in the third quarter, it was good to see because last week in the third quarter we came out flat as attack, let the North kick the first 3 goals, made it hard for ourselves. This third quarter, we came out and ran over the top of them. They call it the premiership quarter for a reason. It's the second time this season that we were able to do that. We did that against Collingwood, who's another great side. We just weren't able to finish the job in that occasion. And here against Carlton, we did. We finished it off really professionally in the fourth quarter. Although Carlton put the pressure on, and I think they had nearly 75% of the possession in their forward half in that fourth quarter, we still ended up winning by 40 points. And, we managed the game really well. So, yeah, credit to the Dons. It was good to see.
Brett says it's an Essendon fan YouTube channel, Herbitron. So you check that one out, Source.
All right.
Azudel says Blues fans are so much butthurt. And he says, what's up? What's happening, Azudel?
What's happening, mate?
All right, let's get to our predictions for this week for round 14. Port Adelaide versus Geelong in Adelaide.
Versus Geelong in Adelaide. I'm going to have to go with Port.
I'm going Port as well. Brisbane versus Sydney at the Gabba.
Hawthorn versus Sydney.
Brisbane, Sydney.
Oh, Brisbane.
I'm going Brisbane. Giants, Dockers.
Giants.
New South Wales. I'm going GWS also. Richmond Saints at the G. They get this one, Source. They get this one. They're 2 points out of the 8.
Maybe they are back. I'm going to back the Tigers.
I'm going Saints.
Oh, he's going Saints.
You know why I'm going Saints? There's a reason why I'm going Saints. Because when you have to do it, you got to do it at the G. So you might as well start showing to us now that you can. And it's a crucial game for the Saints too. They want to try and cement themselves in the 8. Blues Suns at the G. $1.84 the Blues. $2 a Gold Coast Source traveling down to Melbourne to play against the Blues at the G. They're $2. Gamble responsibly, ladies and gentlemen. But Blues Suns, you'd hope if you're a Blues supporter listening to this, you better hope you win this game because
I'm not sure if you've seen, but they actually put a press release, like, a bit of not press release, but like a Facebook post or an Instagram post, because of the public holiday on the Monday that or public holiday or something. It was closed the next day or something on the Tuesday. And people in the comments were just absolutely roasting them, like, yeah, well, why would their merchandise shop was closed, right? And people in the comments were going, mate, why would I come down and buy more merchandise to support this shit club anymore? I'm not sure if you've seen someone went and smashed the window down at Visy Park.
Really?
Yeah, someone smashed the window down at
their supporters are on another level, man. Their supporters.
Oh yeah. They're not happy.
They're on another level. They're on another level.
Not happy. I'm picking Gold Coast, and I am picking Gold Coast for the only reason is I want to tune into Blue Abroad this week and watch the guy that said, there was one guy that said the only teams that we have a chance of beating are West Coast and Gold Coast in the next form of games, and he's been bang on. And the fact is, if they lose to Gold Coast and it was only West Coast that they're beaten, that just proves how shit they are, because West Coast are so bad. And yes, they pump them. And Charlie Curnow, it's all great you kick 9 then, but you need to start being able to do it against the better teams. And not talking about you, Charlie Curnow in particular. I'm sure if you were put in a better system and better players around you, you'd
still dominating.
He's actually dominating this year. He's top 2 in the goal kicking, so he's been really good. I'm just saying, Carlton.
I'm tipping the Suns too, Sauce, because I'm with you. And the last game is North versus the Dogs at Marvel.
I'm going to pick the Dogs.
Right, I'm also picking the Dogs. But it'd be good to watch our young kids run around again, doing their thing. The bye this week for Adelaide, Collingwood, Hawthorn, Essendon, Melbourne, and the bye, West Coast. Double bye. All right, let's move on, Sauce. Just a quick preview. F1 this week, Canadian GP is Monday, 4 a.m. 4 a.m. on Monday. So hopefully Off the Grid will be back this week and we can watch Max Verstappen win again. Over to you, Sauce, for some UFC.
Yes, Doma, and if you don't know, now you know that the UFC segment is sponsored by Roll Clean Soap, is number 1 in Australia in BJJ, MMA, and martial arts hygiene. Don't be the smelly guy at the gym. Roll in with confidence with your moo and destroy the competition. Roll Clean is made with 100% natural ingredients, and it makes you smell delightful and gets rid of that chlorine after you go to the pools, like I did today, and had a nice spa session after. Rolled it off with a bit of Roll Clean, if you don't mind. Smelled beautiful. I was using the King soap. I felt like a king, that's for sure, after I lathered that on. To get your Roll Clean supplies, head to www.rollclean.com.au or hit up at Roll Clean Soap on socials. Roll Clean, we've got your back. And they do, because they've got me smelling beautiful. All right, Doma, UFC 289 over the weekend. Let me just tell you, it was a big card. And there were some big results, and I'll run through the main card. You had Marc-Andre Barriault in the middleweight division getting a third-round decision over Eric Andres. Featherweight division, you had Danny Ing defeating Nate Landwehr with a third-round decision. In the welterweight division, you had Mike Malott defeating Adam Fogarty with a second-round submission. And then in the co-main event, you had Charles the Bronx Oliveira absolutely giving Benil Dariush a beatdown in the first round, KO, that sets up a big fight. And I think Oliveira versus, what's his name? Makhachev?
The title?
Yes.
Yeah, Makhachev.
Oliveira versus Makhachev, number 2. That's the fight that makes sense. Dana White said it after the fight. So look out for that one in the future. And it could be in the near future, because let me tell you, he knocked him out in the first round. He didn't take much damage. So I wouldn't be surprised if this fight happens in the next 3 months, ladies and gentlemen. So look out for that one. And then you had the main event, Amanda, the Lioness Nunes, defeated Irene Aldana in the women bantamweight division. Absolutely clinical performance. Look, it went the 5 rounds, and credit Irene Aldana for going the 5 rounds. But it wasn't a contest. It was a domination, and you just have to have a look at Aldana's face after compared to Nunes, and you just go, oh, yeah, she copped the beat down. She's just one tough cookie. So, credit to Aldana for staying, with arguably the greatest women's MMA fighter of all time, who's now retired and hung up the gloves, a double champ forever, solidified great. Juliana Pennis trying to get her little moment and come out and talk smack, talk shit. Just let her retire in peace. Sorry, Juliana, but, just let her retire in peace. She came back and whooped your ass. You did catch her a little bit off guard in the first fight. She came back and actually dominated you in the second fight. I knew you wanted that trilogy fight because it's a money fight. I understand. And you feel like you were robbed of probably what should have been a good trilogy fight. Let's be honest. But never know. I hope this isn't Amanda Nunes pulling a fucking Conor McGregor. You know what I mean? Retiring this bullshit, blah, 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 coming back for a money fight. Hope she just retires in peace. Great champion. And look, it's time for the other women in that division to pick up the slack. There was no one there that could beat her, Thomas. She was going through everyone that was coming up against her. So she's beating everyone. So double champ, retired great. And credit to her, Amanda Nunes. This weekend, is there a card? 18th of June. Yes, we do. We have Marvin Vettori against Jared Cannonier in the middleweight. And then we have in the lightweight co-main event, Armin Turkistan against Joaquim Silva. That will probably be at the little Apex, or is that where they do it? The UFC Apex, I think that will be in there. So make sure you check that out. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say, I finally downloaded it. I think I'm going to have to just subscribe for 1 month just to see how this goes down. But I finally downloaded it. I've been talking about it for a while, but I got onto it. Hang on, here it is. There it is. BKFC. Get onto it, the app. I made an account. You can watch.
Oh, bare knuckle fighting.
Nice. Yes, and you know what the best part is? You can actually watch the prelim fights for free, right? So any prelim fights are for free. The main card is obviously you got to have the subscription. And they actually, the first time they ever done like a pay-per-view was when they had Pettis and what's his name? The other guy, Luke Rothhold, on the other week, a couple of weeks ago, and they did a pay-per-view, which is on top of the monthly subscription. Very much similar to what the UFC does. So that's obviously the model to success. They've seen what UFC has done and gone, yep, this is the model. We're going to follow that. So I think to like sign up month to month, it's like, I think $5. So it might be like $8 Australian or $10 Australian or something like that. So check it out if you want to check it out. If you don't, you can always watch some of the prelim fights completely free. And I'll tell you what, Doma, I definitely wouldn't get in the ring and do that. But boy, oh boy, do I love fucking watching other people get in the ring and do it, because it is a blood sport, and I love seeing blood fly around off their faces as they're getting clobbered across the face. Oh man, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy shit. But make sure you check it out. BKFC app. I'm gonna give it a little plug here, mate. There it is. Check it out. It's free. It's free to download.
Maddie says, heard it here first. Our own Roll Clean girl, Kat, is competing in August in a BJJ comp. I'll get some footage. Where is this comp being held?
Where's the comp? Where is it?
Not in Melbourne, is it? Because if it is,
they wouldn't. Surely they couldn't hold the comp in Adelaide.
It's got to be in Melbourne. Surely. Well, all the best to Kat, and it
might be an Adelaide comp.
Yeah, it will be. I think. Obviously, the love from us here at Double Coverage.
Adelaide synergy, massive.
There we go. Might have to be a fly in, fly out. Watch Kat get the job done. I like the sound of it.
Double coverage media on the call.
And the great man has entered the building.
Here he is. The Messiah. He's back.
He's here. All right. And on that note, Sauce, let's get to Hobby Talk, brought to you by a Platinum Standard. The crew at Platinum Standard grading. Sauce, just off the bat, straight away, bang. Let's get into it. Bit of Panini Photogenics Basketball 22-23. Here we go.
Yeah, cool.
Off his top vets and rookies, with the first-year players falling at a rate of 3 per box. Parallels 3 per box as well, including the Diamond 75, Maze 25, Gold to 10, and Platinum 1-on-1 editions. Insert supply another 3 cards in every box. Look for championship feels, first night, pre-game, respect, rookie focus, rookies emotions, unforgettable, and with authority. Progressions is a new dual image series. Here you go.
Oh, yeah.
Playoff Potato. Glock Morant, Playoff Potato.
Luka
the Don. The Shoe Game Die Cut. We got Saucy's boy, Paolo. Italiano Banchero.
I'm not sure if you've seen the photo, Paolo Banchero next to Jokic.
Yeah.
Have you seen that photo?
Yes. They're the same height.
Tell you, people underestimated my boy Paolo, mate. He's going to be good in this league. He's going to be good.
Solarize Siggs, Jalen Green. The estimated release date is coming soon.
Overrated, I feel.
There you go. So there's that. Next one up, Sauce. Not done yet. We've got to give him a plug. We gave him a plug already, but our good friend Tyson Beck has released the card art. He's released the card art. Here you go, of Tyson Fury. Here's the two arts. You've got a landscape and a portrait.
On-card autos. First on-card autos of the man.
There you go. And then he's dropped this bad boy here as well. This is the young Tyson Fury. Limited to 50. So Wednesday, the 14th of June is the early access for anyone that is interested. It comes in a parallel. There's a 20 limited to 25, and there's to 50.
Yeah,
There you
mate,
go.
don't
So
worry.
well done, to
I'll
Tyson.
I'll be trying to snag one up tomorrow, mate. Snag
There
one
you
up
go.
tomorrow morning. You know what that's reminding me to do? Because I'm obviously, Dom, hey, if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in the Collectors Club. So down there at TysonBeck.com. So I actually get preferential treatment, and I get a little bit early access to the early access. So even early access, and I've hopefully pick up a beauty. So I'm pumped. I'm actually going to set the alarm right now to make sure I get up nice and early.
Do it right now before we do move on.
Yes, because it's 7:30 is the drop. So I'm going to get up. Nice,
Right.
10 past 7. I'll be up, mate. 7 o'clock.
I'm about to throw it to you. Pokemon 151 Jap set.
Yep, we'll bring it up. So if you haven't seen it, here it is.
I've got it. I've got something interesting, Source,
right?
to drop. I was at a party on Saturday.
Yes.
And an acquaintance, we'll say it's an acquaintance. I don't see this person a lot, but he knows who I am. We're on really good terms, and when we catch up, we have a chat. We haven't seen each other in a while. I don't reckon I've seen this guy since we started doing the pod. So 3 years. Catching up, how you going? How's the podcast going? And he goes, what's your thoughts on TCG at the moment? And I go, oh, that's the way to go. And, I think it's, there's a lot of value in Dragon Ball Super and in One Piece and all these other ones. You know what I mean? And he goes to me, he started talking about the Pikachu cards. You know, the Pikachu in the onesie.
Yes.
Yeah, he started talking about those cards, and he goes, do you reckon there's a lot of value in the Japanese? Because everyone just wants Japanese Pokemon cards now. That's all they want. And I said, yeah, I do think there's a lot of value. We're telling people to buy Japanese Pokemon cards from probably a month in to doing the pod. And he goes, yeah, I think everyone's realizing that because they're printed as first edition and they're not mass produced like all the English copies, they just want Japanese cards now. And I literally, obviously I haven't had this chat with this person before, but genuinely just sat there and when we try to actually tell collectors this, they said no one wants Japanese. And
I want to read what it says on there.
Yeah, all we kept saying was you don't care about the writing because you're not playing the card. You only care what its grade is, first of all. And secondly, when you actually start waking up, all you're going to care about is the fact that it's got a first edition stamp on it and the English version doesn't. And now that's all people care about. And the fact that they look better, man, it's actually hilarious. It's actually hilarious. So, Saucy, I'm going to throw it
Here
to you.
it is.
It looks unbelievable.
So it's Pokemon. If you can check it out here. You can go to Pokelector. You go to the Japan here, over here, and then you find it here. There's upcoming sets. So there's this one, Pokemon 151. We'll click in a few of the cards and see if it's got some of the better arts. Here we go. Here's the Mew. The Mew 150. Here we go. Hang on. Let's see if I can.
That's a nice card.
Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. So then I can just go next. Can go back and we can have a look. There's the Zapdos. Look at that with the Moltres in the background and the
Positive says got to catch them all, Jay. He's
CJ, got to catch them all. Here's the Blastoise. These are obviously the full art sort of cards. Here's the Charizard in the set. So, Doma, what this set is celebrating is obviously, a rehash of the first 151, right? And this is the first time that it's been able to actually happen. They've been able to have the first actual 151 in a set because the copyrights to Kadabra, or one of the
it is Kadabra.
I think it was Kadabra, had been tied up in legality battles for 20 years or something like that, or since the first original set, right? So they weren't able to do Kadabra cards for nearly 20 years, and now the person sort of who had the likeliness to that character, who had created that character in some other aspect, whether it was a book or a show, I'm not really sure. I'm not 100% sure on it. Correct me if you know the answer in the comments. Let me know. But now they can. So now this is the set they've come up with, and we'll just keep running through a few more cards. That's the bit of story about it. And I think this has high Giovanni's charisma. Remember, Giovanni used to verse him in the some of the first. He was like the big mob boss for Team Rocket.
Giovanni, that's you, mate. John Giovanni.
That's me. Yeah, that's I'm from Italy, so it makes sense. So he's the mob boss.
Yeah, you're the mob boss, 100%.
Here we go. Snorlax.
There's your boy.
That's a beauty. That's a beauty.
That's Saucy's boy.
Here we go.
What else we got now? Omanite. Looks average, that card.
Yeah, it's rubbish.
Mr. Mime.
Mr. Mime.
There you go. That's all right. At least you get a good look at it. There's some Zards in there.
There's some Zards. Here's another little Zard. You can get Zard EX. It's a really, really cool set. I think these are the most iconic Pokemon out of any Pokemon. You've got yourself a Pikachu in there, of course. I think, it's these type of cards here. Like, these are the cards that you're probably looking more at, like the cards that have the full
art to it. That's
like
nice.
That. They're the ones that got people want to collect. Here's an Ivysaur. Here's a few other ones. So check it out, ladies.
We're just giving you a hint, ladies and gents. Hint. There's a reason
I think
show
this is
you
a
the
good
product.
set. Yeah, I think this is a good set. Let me just also bring up something else. So there's obviously the English version of this that is going to get released, but that's in September. This is that was the Japanese version that I showed you, and that's going to be, the art will probably be pretty similar, which they do. But just letting you know, if you want the English, it's going to be released later. I'm going to go for the Japanese personally. I will say most places are trying to do the old, high pre-order price and sting a few people at that pre-order. I feel like if you buy your time, wait a little bit, that people are trying to, places are trying to sting people for 190, 200 for a pre-order. I feel like these boxes should be more closer to the 150 mark, 155 mark. If you buy your time a little bit and maybe wait or find the right supplier, maybe you'll get them for 150, 160 a box. I think it's a good rip. It's a good rip. There's definitely a lot of stuff. If you do rip a whole bunch of boxes to grade a whole bunch of cards, send them out, grade them, sell them, and, obviously keep some for your collection if you want to collect them. If not, hey, I think it's still better buying, you're able to buy 10 boxes you're literally able to buy nearly 7 boxes of this to 1 box of Prison Basketball. Give me 7 boxes of the Pokemon cards every day of the week.
Positive says they're the only Pokemon we know. That's fair enough. And Multiverse asks, where can you buy a box? Source.
So there's a few retailers that, that already have pre-orders. I'm just trying to think. There's a few that I know in Japan. There's Plaza Japan. There's Ninden Japan. There's pokebox.com.au, which is one here in Australia. There's I'm trying to think where else that sold Japanese. Let me see. I have about 50 million websites bookmarked. But yeah, not all card shops here in Australia will sell the Japanese version. So they just stick to the
just look into it. Stuff. If you've got any questions,
check it out.
DM us and we'll try and help you
out. Maybe Hello Japan also is another one in Japan that you can order Japanese stuff. And there's also this website here, Cardotaku.
Yeah.
Cardotaku. Yeah, so that they have Japanese and stuff on there, so you can check them out too.
Very nice.
Yeah, and there is also TC Group AU. TC Group AU. They also have Japanese cards, and they're based in Epping. So yeah, you can check them out. And Pokebox is based in Pascoe Vale. So yeah, you can check them out too. That's just a few places, but obviously do your research. And as I said, I feel like this set might drop a little bit when it comes out. I feel like there's obviously a lot of hype on it. People are hyped on a new set, and you see this a lot. Retailers, they try to sting you and hit you with the pre-orders now. Suscepting buyers that really want a box, buy the box at 200. The boxes come out. They realize they're sitting on the shelves. All of a sudden, the boxes, they go, shit, we can't just have these sitting and we need to sell them. Boxes come down from 200 to 180, 170, and, you might get them a bit cheaper that way. So, do your research, and I feel like a reasonable price for this box will be anywhere between 150 to 170.
Perfect. Brett says, on another topic, bargain or not, just bought a 2020 Topps Chrome Max Verstappen 70th anniversary orange SGC 9 for $800 US.
The orange, what's that number to? 25, was it, Brett?
Was it 25 or is it 50 or 75?
No, I don't think it was 50. I think the orange is pretty low.
I reckon that's a good buy. But I might do a bit of not numbered.
Oh, okay.
It's like the one that Noah bought, the Leclerc.
No, it wasn't that numbered.
No.
Okay, it's just short print. Okay.
I don't think that was.
Look, to be honest, I don't think you can go wrong with anything 2020 Topps Chrome Max Verstappen. You actually can't. Unless it's not. I'll just say maybe stay away from the base or not. Maybe even the base might be worth it. Okay, but if you're looking for something that's going to be appreciate more, you're definitely going to go for the shorter print stuff.
Print run is 54 based on odds estimate.
There you go. So. Yeah, so people have worked out their odds estimates on these cases because it was such a low print run on that 2020 Topps Chrome. I don't think he can go wrong. Like, that's essentially his rookie cards. And in years to come, when collectors that want to collect Max Verstappen, they're going to want those 2020 Topps Chrome cards for sure.
All right, Source, over to you. I'm going to do some soul searching for you here, Brett, but over to you. You got some more loaded boxes and some good QC on the autos at the moment.
Yeah, so we'll bring those up first. Let me just bring it up 1 second. Tab. Oh, which one is it? Oh no, what's happened?
What have you done?
Oh no, because I'm trying to open the wrong thing.
I just saw your sale there, Brett.
All right, this here. Just have to share that. So there we go. There it is, Doma. There's the our mates down Neon Trading Cards pulled their
that's our mates there.
Erling Haaland, and then they've also put the order on upside down. So you think there's QC issues down at Panini aren't obviously getting any better anytime soon. I'll zoom it in. There it is. There, Kevin De Bruyne, a beautiful card in the Norwegian kit. But unfortunately, they've put it on upside down. That's what it's supposed to look like, ladies and gentlemen.
They also did this with Zidane autos.
They've done that with Zidane autos. And you think that's bad, Dom? You actually think that's bad? Well, how about when you actually forget to put the auto? Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. You forget to put that's a sticker that goes on there, by the way, Doma. You forget to put the auto. You are shitting me, aren't you? And people pay that much money to rip these boxes. And what would you do in that point? Because, I mean, this Alexa Grasso auto, it's a $10, $15 card, right? It's not really that much. It's not worth that much, right? It's a $10 card. Like, are you gonna bug Panini for a $10 card and say, hey, where's my auto? Send me a replacement. You may not get a replacement ever. I mean, people have been waiting 7 years for redemptions, 10 years for redemptions. You think you're going to get a replacement for this auto for $10? No, that's pretty much kiss it goodbye. Yeah, you hit well in the box, but you don't get anything at all. That was our mates down at Cherry. There he is, Big Dale up there, who shared it to the Cherry Crew Facebook page. If you're not in it, get in it, ladies and gentlemen.
Dale, I love you, but that should actually read, "Hey Panini, where's the Sig, mate?" Not Alexa, because she signs on the sticker cell.
Yeah, it's actually Panini. So get your contacts in Panini there, Dale, and let them know that they're fucking shit. Oh, they are. They're robbing collectors. They have for so long, and they're still doing it. They're pulling the wool over the collectors' eyes, and you know what, Thomas? Yeah, go on.
In positive news for Brett, I think I'm looking at this card. It's not numbered. I think you need to crack it. Because a PSA 10, for fuck's sakes, man. eBay. Fuck me. Shocking. I'm just trying to see if this is numbered. Nope, not numbered.
Is it that, or is it your freaking computer because you need a new one and it's on overdrive?
No. This is what you have, Brett. Just let us know if that's the card you got. Because I think that is the one he's got. Because I saw his card sold for $810 USD. Brett, crack it. The last two PSA 10, send it to PSA. Go through lane.
Yeah, you gotta check the surface.
Clean her up.
Clean it up. Spit and shine.
Sauce. Just keep cracking it till you get the 10. The last two sales on this card, 4,500 US and 8,000 US. So try and get the 10. Just send it through lane, then hold on to it. It's only going to appreciate. All right. Jensen Button may or may not have came and said during the week that we could actually be watching the greatest racer of all time. He actually said that was his comment source, the best ever. So that's still a while away, but that's a good purchase, in my opinion, Brett. So well done to you. Well done to you, because that is the guy you want to be collecting. I don't care who hates him. The people that hate him don't really watch the races, in my opinion. So he's a gun. All right, Sauce. Loaded boxes. You want to end on that? And then we got some gags for everyone, and we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, so we're ending on that. I'll bring it up. So, funny enough, Doma, because I wish I brought this up last week when I did watch the video on Instagram, and I thought it was a bit bizarre that they pulled such great cards, and I was just like, this can't be a coincidence. But obviously, here it is. We watched Dan the Card Man, his video. There's a few other content creators that have done a video on it. But if you haven't seen Michael Rubin, obviously we know who Michael Rubin is, the head honcho down there at Fanatics. He opened some top sterling baseball with Antoine Griezmann, the Atletico Madrid superstar. And I mean,
a box basically going to someone with the intention of them hitting a good card because the card is known to the person who has distributed them the box.
So essentially, they've got a hot box, and there's the guy there at Tops that looks so surprised that they've hit a Jackie Robinson 1 of 1 and a Mike Trout. I don't know if the Mike Trout was a 1 of 1 or if it was numbered to 5 or it was a 1 of 1. But there it is. There's the Jackie Robinson there that he's pulled. You can see it there, and you can also check out the video with Dan's for a bit more detail. But Tom, it just begs the question, like, how would you feel as a collector that's pre-ordered that Top Sterling's box and you want to chase that Jackie Robinson 1 of 1 and they've purposely given it to Antoine Griezmann to open it up for media purposes?
I wouldn't be surprised if I had my head screwed on.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, how would you feel? If you're as a collector, because that's what's happening.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
And anyone who says that that's not happening, that it's pure luck that he pulled a 1 of 1 Jackie Robinson and that Michael Rubin pulled a Mike Trout, I think it was to 5 or to 10 or 1 of 1. I don't know. It was a very good Mike Trout. If you actually think that it's like not staged or planned that way, you are delusional. You are delusional. You need to go to the mental asylum. You need to go get yourself checked out, right? And you need to actually, think within yourselves.
Start
Because you're a
paying
peanut.
attention.
You're a peanut.
Start paying attention is what you need to do.
Right? And look, it's not the first time that these sort of things of accusations that have been, made. There's other ones, obviously revolving around Backyard Le Mans and the, other breakers out there, which I don't want to throw their name out there, but, that they're getting loaded boxes, loaded cases because they've got a higher following, a higher, amount of views that they get on their videos. So on purpose, these companies are sending them certain boxes, certain cases that have big hits in it because it gets them more media attention, more eyes on opening it. I actually don't mind that. I don't care. And if you can game the system and realize, as a collector, that if I actually buy into their breaks, I've got more of a chance of opening and getting boxes. Maybe that's okay. When they're actually, work in conjunction with, good breakers. But this pisses me off because I'm telling you, if I was in the position that I had pre-ordered a top Sterling box, I'd be fucking pissed that these guys are opening the product before it gets dropped and then also getting some of the best cards in the product. And you're giving it to a guy like that can afford to buy 1,000 boxes if he wants to.
100%.
Like, not the average Joe collector that might have pre-ordered the box and had to pay a $300 deposit or $200 deposit, then fix up the other box. Because Top Sterling, it's a pretty high-end product, Doma, in base.
I'm aware. I know.
Right? So, fuck, man.
Jay says nothing wrong with direct marketing as long as it's not deceptive, which it clearly wasn't.
Yeah, not deceptive. Yeah.
Imagine paying pre-order prices and that staged event happens. Correct. That's exactly right.
That's the point. It's just I don't think it's necessary for the hobby. I think there's so many. Imagine they gifted that to a long-time collector. They found some collector and they're just they gifted it to him, or an average Joe. They just pulled up to the National and gifted that box to someone at the National, and they pulled that Jackie Robinson 1-on-1. Wouldn't that be a better story to some, to the community than Antoine Griezmann that could buy as many boxes as he wants? I know it's all for publicity, but fuck. How many times are they going to do it? They're just going to do it over and over and over again.
It's okay. So, why not? I love it. I reckon it's great. It's just so funny. It's bloody hilarious. All right, Saucy, what else you got for us? You got some... I don't know what's the context of the footage you want to show us. You wanted to show us some stuff and
so I'll hang on.
A new feature that you found on StreamYard, I think.
Yeah, a new feature that I found on Streamer that I can actually, when I share via this way, I can actually share the audio. And I want to say first and foremost, congratulations to the Messiah on obtaining an absolute grail, the Card Messiah _19. Make sure you go follow him on Instagram. Grail, here it is. Patrick Mahomes, Prism, Silver, PSA 1, Pop 1, the only one in the Pop. There it is. It's one of a kind, unique, like the man himself, the Messiah. There it is. Make sure you check him out. And while we're here, we might have a look at his second one there. What's going on here? Whoa! What's this one? Jeffrey Wilson gets a plug on the page. Jim McNuggets. Card Cockroach 2. Karen Novaks.
I can't do this.
Oh, check him out. The Card Messiah _19 on Instagram. Give him a follow and tell him Double Coverage sent you. And go congratulate him on picking up his Patrick Mahomes PSA 1. First and only in the Pop.
Well done. Good work, Jay. Fantastic stuff. Last but not least, I didn't think I'd be doing this, but he's in the chat. He's back in, Manny. from Too Thick. He's been doing a fantastic job lately on his podcast. He's had a cash injection of followers. He's one of the most followed person on all of Instagram in the content creator space. He's doing such a good job that I think it's literally gone to his head. He thinks he can do whatever he wants, look however he wants, and think he can get away with it. So Manny, I think he drew inspiration from Cameron Diaz herself from Something About Mary. Your hairdo in your latest reel, wow. There it is.
Oh.
Hopefully you didn't use any double cover. Hopefully you got no double coverage care or Kurt's you know what care. So well done, Manny.
Oh, there you go.
You look surprised too, which is great. Don't worry, that'll be plastered all over our story.
Make sure you post that meme on the story. Yep.
That's definitely getting posted.
He stitched me up last time when he caught me sleeping.
Snoozy sauce. And I'll think of something about Manny.
Moo sauce.
Yeah, well, yeah, moo sauce, or is it just bloody Homer Simpson himself? Here he is. Yeah. Look at him. There it is. Unbelievable. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, Manny said this is war. Wow.
This is why I wear hats. Yeah, I agree, Manny.
This is war, he says. I'm a bit worried because there's a fair bit of footage out there.
You fucked up, dude. You fucked up.
There you go. Jay's on the money. I'll bring this back up because it sits perfectly with the comment. There it is.
Oh, that's great.
We love you, Manny. We love all of you. And on that note, keep living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the Great Man Sauce. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Peace.
Peace out.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports, double coverage.